Hey guys, today I've got a Contact Form 7 WordPress tutorial for you, and I'll show you how to create a contact form in WordPress using the Contact Form 7 plugin. I've used the Contact Form 7 plugin on all of my websites. The Caffeinator Blogger website currently uses a Contact Form 7 contact form that looks like this. And we also use a Contact Form 7 contact form on the Travel Croc website, which is our blog website. First of all, you'll want to install the Contact Form 7 plugin. So just go to Plugins, Add New, and in the search bar, enter Contact Form 7. You will see the Contact Form 7 plugin. You will see that this is the most common contact form plugin out of all of the plugins currently on the WordPress marketplace. So go ahead and install this plugin and activate it. After that, you will see that there is a new menu option on the left-hand side that says Contact. So just click on that. This is where Contact Form 7 configuration will be located. And a default contact form may be visible here straight after you install the plugin. You can see that I already have Contact Form 1. And you can always just go ahead and create a new contact form as well. Just click this button, Add New. You can then give this form a title, so we can call it tutorial like this. After that, we can click Save. This contact form will be saved. And then you can see that this contact form is now here under all of our contact forms. And there is something that is called shortcode. Now, this shortcode is what you need to paste into your page or into your post where you want the contact form to appear. So now that we've got this highlighted, we can right click and click Copy to copy this shortcode, and then we can go ahead and create a new page to paste it into. So for that, navigate to your pages and click to add a new page and give your page a title. This is the interface for the new Gutenberg editor. So if this is what you're using, then just give your page a title. Let's call it something like Contact Tutorial. And here below, we can simply right click and click Paste. This will automatically pick up that this is a shortcode, and it will ask you to select the contact form. So here we can choose the contact form that we've just created called Tutorial. And from here, we can publish this page. And if I click to now view this page, we can see that our contact page is actually completed. All of the fields that were in the form are already here. I actually personally still prefer to use the classic editor. So I have the classic editor plugin. So I'm just going to activate it. That brings us back to the old classic WordPress editor experience. And if that's what you're using as well, then you can go to the pages, add the new page. I'm just going to call it Contact Tutorial Classic, but exactly the same thing. You just go down to where you create your content and press Ctrl V or paste with your mouse. And now that you've got the shortcode here, simply click Publish, and the result will be exactly the same. You will get your contact form inserted into the page. Here we go. This is the Contact Tutorial Classic. So we've got our contact form displaying here. If you're finding this video useful so far, then I'd super appreciate it if you can smash the like button just below this video. This really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Also, go ahead and comment below in the comments section how many websites you currently have. I currently run 9 websites with all of my websites combined. I'd be super curious to know how many websites you currently have. Alright, so now let me show you how to customize this contact form using the Contact Form 7 plugin. So under the contact forms, just make sure that you're editing the right contact form if you've got more than one. I'm just double checking that I'm editing the tutorial contact form, so this one here. Just to double check that this is the shortcode. This is the shortcode over here that I've got pasted into my page. So I am editing the right contact form. So under tutorials, let's now click edit. So first of all, this is where you can customize all of the different fields. So right now we've got your name, your email, subject, and message, and then we've got the submit button. And that's exactly what we've got here. We've got your name, your email, subject, your message optional, and then we've got the submit button at the bottom. So I'm just going to delete some of these fields, and we're going to recreate them from scratch so that you've got a bit of experience on how to edit the fields. So let's just delete these first couple, and you can use these buttons at the top to insert the tags that will each represent a field in the form. So let's recreate the name field. So for that, we can use the text tag. I'm just going to enter that. And now you can go through these options. So field type, required field, yes, because we need to know the name of the person who we're dealing with. It's going to get an automated name, which is okay. Text 234 will work fine for us. This is just an internal reference for this field. Default value. So this is something that will appear as a default text for the person. So here we can say enter name, and we can put an asterisk to display that this is a required field like this. Then we're going to tick this option, use this text as the placeholder of the field. This is just going to make sure that the this text appears inside the field when it comes up. I'm going to show you in just a second how this is going to look. We don't need to worry about these other couple of fields. And here we've got the preview of what the tag actually looks like. So I'm going to click Insert Tag. And this is now done for us. Let's click Save, and you will see how this now appears in the actual form. So let's refresh this button over here. And you can see now that we've got Enter Name. So this is the field, and it actually says Enter Name. But what we're missing is we're missing this field just above it, so we can enter it in ourselves as text. For this, we just need to use this label tag like this. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to insert it here, and then I'm going to say enter your name required like this, and then we just need to close this label. So just insert this tag straight after over here like this. Now we can click Save and preview how this works. This is now going to position enter your name prompt just above this field. So there we go. Now we've got enter your name required, and we've got this default value over here. So now just below that, let's enter another field. Let's say we want to find out how this person contacted us. So we already know that we need to start with this label. So let's hit enter a couple of times, press Ctrl V to paste this in. And here I'm going to say, what product did you buy? Like this. And now I'm going to enter the tag. And for these, I'm going to use the drop down menu option. So let's click that. Let's make it a required field. And for options, I can enter names of products or pretty much any values that you want to give to people as drop-down options. I can enter options such as niche website course, YouTube course, or none. So they're all just separated by a new line like this. And yes, for example, I want to allow multiple selections. So now let's just click Insert Tag over here like this. And now we also know that we need to close this label over here like that. And I want to say that this is a required field over here like this. And let's click Save, and you will see how it actually comes out on the form. So let's refresh the form. Okay, and this is useful, for example, if you're providing support for any of the products, or if you want to get any other relevant information from the visitors. So now here you can see that I will need to enter the name, and then I'm required to choose one of these drop-down options. So I can choose more than one, or I can choose one of them. You can use other pre-made fields to, for example, request the URL of a person's website or a telephone number, such as this. So this is a pre-made tag to get the person's telephone number. You can also use things like checkboxes and radio buttons over here. So you can go ahead and play around with those if you would like to add any of them. The other thing that I want to show you is how to insert the acceptance button, which is a big thing now with a lot of the privacy laws. And I want it to come up just above the submit button to make sure that the person actually accepts terms and conditions before they submit the inquiry form. So let's go back to our configuration, and here we can enter this acceptance shortcode. So let's write I accept the privacy terms, and by default this is ticked. Make this checkbox optional. I'm going to untick this to make it a required tick box before the person is able to submit the inquiry. So now let's click Insert Tag. If we click Save and then we refresh, you will see how that looks. We're now going to get a little tick box just underneath it. Okay, so it says I accept the privacy terms. Now the only thing that is missing is that the privacy terms is actually not underlined. So if a person does want to check out the privacy terms that they're accepting, then they can't actually click it. So we can fix this. And for that, we need to get the HTML code, which will help us link these text privacy terms to the privacy page on our website. I already have a privacy policy page, so here is the URL of my privacy policy. What I don't have is I don't have the HTML code to link this text to that page. And I'm going to show you a little workaround to create this text. So you can just Google free HTML editor and use any of these online HTML editors to create this code. For some quick jobs like this, I often use html-online.com. So here we are. This is the text, and that's the underlying HTML code for this text. So I'm just going to press Ctrl A to delete everything. I'm going to start from scratch, and we will insert these privacy terms as the text. And we will then select all of this, so highlight all of that, and we want to create a link. So I'm going to go Insert Edit Link, and for the URL, I'm going to insert the privacy policy URL like this. And for target, I want it to open in a new window, so I'm just going to say New Window, so that whenever they click that text, it actually opens up a new tab in the browser. And now let's click OK, and now I'm going to grab this text. I don't want the P's to appear, so paragraph tags, I don't want them. I just want everything that is in between, like this. Now let's right click, copy, and now let's go back in here. I'm going to delete privacy terms, and I'm going to Control V to insert this HTML code. Let's now click save, and you will see what will happen. So let's just refresh our page. And now we can see that this becomes the underlined text, the way that we have created it here in the HTML editor. So now the person can enter all of this information. So they enter their name, they can say they bought my YouTube course, they can say that the subject is something like need some help, then they can enter their message, and then under here they can tick this box, and if they click on privacy terms, that's actually going to open up my privacy page. So that's going to be helpful if any of you are in the certain parts of the United States or European Union where this kind of privacy is required. Now note, if I don't tick this, if I untick this and try to submit, it won't let me. So if I tick this, that's the only way that is going to let me actually submit this form. One last thing that we're missing, of course, here is the email address. So let's just add that in as well. To do that, let's create that label. So we're going to go and go like this, enter your email. We'll want it to be required, go enter to get to the next line, and then click email address. We're going to make it a required field. Let's enter a default value. And yes, I want to use this text as the placeholder of the field, and let's click insert tag. So now we can save and review. Let's refresh this page. And now we can see that we've got enter your name, enter your email, and then we've got all those other fields. So now this is looking good. After that, we just need to make sure that we close this label over here like this. Okay, so let's click save. So this is now done and updated, and let's review our contact forms. If we just refresh this now, we can see we've got our enter your name, enter your email, what product did you buy, and all of the other forms. So this is now looking good, it's ready, and we can now go ahead and customize the sending preferences. So here we can move on to the next tab, which is mail. This tab has got all of the options that control exactly what is displayed in the notification email. So whenever someone submits this form on your website, you are going to receive an email, and these settings over here control exactly how that email works. So the first field is to, and that is the email address to which you would like to receive the notification. So this can be your Gmail address or any other inbox that you regularly monitor, where you will get the notification about this contact form being submitted. By default, it comes up as site admin email. So if you already have the right email nominated as the admin email for your WordPress installation, you don't need to do anything different. You can just leave it as is. Otherwise, you can delete it and you can enter any email that you want, just in the normal format. As an example like this, greg@thatshustle.com, or whatever email you want to use for that. From is the field where you can control the sender appearance. When it's in your inbox, it will say that this email is coming from this particular sender. And for this, I actually like it to stand out so that I don't miss any contact forms that I filled out on my website. So I can put in a couple of exclamation marks and contact like this, and then all of this other information. So the site title, as well as the email from which it is sent. Next, I'm going to insert subject. The subject will come from this field over here where it says subject. Okay, so this is going to be the subject of the message. Now, if you are in doubt regarding any of these shortcodes, then just take a look over here above. These are all of the fields that we're using, and all of these fields are specified here in the form. So for example, you can see that text234 is the name. Okay, so text234 is the name. Then you will see that email224 is the email of the person who is submitting the request. They're all over here, all of these tags. So you can use any of them that you would like. And the first one here to use is in the subject. Okay, so we're referencing the your subject tag, which is the tag over here, and which is also the tag over here, your subject, which is going to be entered by the person over here on the contact form. For the subject, I generally also like to insert a couple of exclamation marks and contact, just to make sure that I don't actually miss that notification. For additional headers, generally this is used for reply to. So when you get this email, if you reply to this email, what is going to be the email to which the reply will get sent. And this is where we'll want to remove your email. See, because this is now underlined in red and it says invalid mailbox syntax. And the reason is that the field, this field, your-email, does not exist because we created that field from scratch. Now our email label is email224, like this. So it's this one over here. So we actually want to copy this. And where it says reply to, instead of your email, we want to delete this and click Ctrl V, and this validation should now disappear. So it's now gone. And whenever we now get this email and we click reply on this email, it will go and it'll be replying to the email that the person has entered over here on the contact form. Now let's customize the actual message body. So where it says from your name, we need to fix this because your name field does not exist. We need to delete this and we need to make it text 234 like this. Okay, so from text 234. Now the reason for this, once again, is if we go into the form and we analyze the form, this first label which says enter your name, it's got the tag text 234. That's what we're inserting over here, text 234. And we know that from looking at this over here at the very top. Okay, from, then we want to say email. And for email, we want to enter this one over here. So email 224. All right, we're going to grab that. All right, so this is going to be this form over here, which says enter email. When people enter their email, we know that it's titled email 224. Okay, so we're going to enter that over here like this. Then for subject, let's just make sure that your subject is still correct. So your subject is still one of the correct tags, that's right. And where it says message body, it says your-message. So this is also correct. We now can also bring in which product did you buy. So if I control copy this and I enter that over here, which product did you buy? We want to choose the selection. Let's go back into the form, and where we had this multiple choice, it's called menu 224. Okay, so this is going to be the one. So let's Control C to copy this and Control V to paste. I'm now happy with this. I think this is going to work well for us. So I'm going to hit save. We can now move on to the next step, which is messages. And under messages, these are essentially all of the default messages for different types of circumstances. For example, if a person has entered the contact form and sent it, the success message is here. Thank you for your message. It has been sent. We can customize it and we can say, thank you for your message. I will get back to you in 24 hours. Regards, Greg. So let's just click that, save. You can leave the rest of them pretty much as is because they are default messages. They generally work pretty well, but if you want to customize any of these kind of error messages or success messages or validation messages, you can do that over here in these messages. All right, so now it's time to test and just make sure that this contact form is actually working correctly. So I'm going to enter my name here as Greg Test. I'm going to use my email as lorena@travelkrog.com. So this is my wife's email address. Which products did you buy? I'm going to say niche website course. And then for subject, I'm going to enter YouTube tutorial like this. And then for the message, I'm going to enter, is this working? Then let's make sure that we accept the privacy terms. And now I'm going to click submit. We can now see that I get this confirmation message. Thank you for your message. I'll get back to you in 24 hours. Regards, Greg. So this is what we entered just a moment ago. Hey guys, if you're finding this tutorial useful so far, then please smash the like button just below this video for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps this video get more exposure and reach more people, so I'd super appreciate it. All right, now let's go back into the inbox and see if we've actually received this into our inbox. And yes, we can see here is the email that's just come through. You can see it kind of stands out like this because of the double exclamation marks and contact that I've entered. So let's see how it's come through. And perfect, this is actually working really well the way that we wanted. We've got all of the information that's come through. So that's from Greg Test, email, subject, and also for what product did you buy for that multiple choice menu, we got the correct value, niche website course, and here is the message body that was entered in as well. So now notice if I hit reply now from my inbox, you can see that I'm actually replying to this lorena@travelkrog.com, which was the email that was entered into the contact form. And by the way, if you're having any problems with the delivery of these contact form emails into your inbox, then make sure that you check your promotions tab, your social tab, and your spam folder, because those emails could be going into one of those other tabs. And if you're still having problems where these emails are not coming through, then make sure that you watch this video over here next. This video will walk you through an exact email setup strategy that I use to get these emails delivered to your inbox every single time, and it's 100% free. So go ahead, watch this video next, subscribe to my YouTube channel just below, as well as smash the like button. I'd super appreciate it. Thank you guys, I'll see you in the next video.